Hey Ricardo, how you doing? I'm good, and you? Thank you for joining. It's late. It's 9 p.m. Central. Let's see who is awake and ready to rumble. Hey everyone. Hey Kirk, how you doing? MD Suman, how you? I'm good. Gary, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you for joining. Please like the video. By liking the video, you help the channel. Like the video, please. I want to do something tonight. I'm going to be talking about a couple of things. Let's just see how many people come in. Let's wait for get about 20 people. Please say good evening as you come in. I want to share with you 7 things you can do um, when there's blood in the streets. 7 things you can do. Um, hey Nixon, how you doing? Do you sleep, Nixon, or it's morning now? Good evening, Ratha. How you doing? Chris, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you all. God bless you all. Okay, so I wanted to share with you a couple of things. Hey, Nate, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. Thank you so much. Well, if you guys want to give me super chats, I said I always come on. I don't remember anything like super chat exists. Hey, Robert Thomas, how you doing? Let's try to get. Please try to get 50 people in the room by liking the video. When you like the video, you get all the people coming in. When you like the video, you get all the people coming in. I'm gonna give you 7 tips of what you can do right now. And I want to ask you if you've been in crypto for a while and you've made money from ETFs or you've made money from anything else, please can you just say um yes, type yes. And if you hold um other assets like gold, silver, and your gold and silver has gone up, or you have real estate like a rental property that has gone up, I want you to please say yes, other. Yes, other. Okay. Or just YO. Then if you've held crypto and it's gone up in value, write Y. That is yes. Please. Those who have had crypto, you've bought XLM, XRP, XDC, or Axela or Cardano, any other crypto that has now gone up in value, I want you to write yes. And if you have crypto or ETFs or anything like that's gone up in value, write yes. If you have gold, silver, that has gone up in value, say yes, other. If it's real estate or anything like that, say yes, other. I have my reasons why I'm saying, actually, if it's real estate, say yes, YOR. Why? I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because I want to talk about, um, and if you recently bought crypto that has gone down, all right, you say just say a loss, right? LOS. But please, your loss, remember, is in quote. Just write loss, but it's in quote because until you sell, you haven't lost anything. All right. Until you sell, you haven't lost anything. So there are 3 categories of people that I'm addressing today. And I want to give you 7 tips. These 7 tips will cover everything. Before I continue, I pray that the Lord will give you wisdom. Now, if you're not a believer, if you're not a Christian and you're watching me, I am a believer, I'm a pastor, I'm a leader, a congregational leader, and I pray, I believe that God hears my prayer and answers prayers. So, if you don't like that, bear with me while I pray. Father, I ask, oh God, that tonight you release knowledge and wisdom and encouragement to your people who are on here and those who do not even have a relationship with you. Encourage their hearts also to know that you care for them as well. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so now, so yes, and yeah, okay, good, good. So all of you are saying, hey, Pastor Andre, I just mentioned you today to Pastor Jordan. Actually, we're talking, and I mentioned you. I said you had wanted to come back to the conference in Texas, but you are unable because you have a wedding. So anyway, send us somebody to replace you. Okay. All right. Just before I go on, I am returning to Texas on Houston on November 6 to 9. If you'd like to join us, please, I would appreciate that you send me an email and I will give you all the information that you need. the VIP one-on-one conference, November 6 to 9, Texas, 4 days of crypto education. We will basically set you up to harvest um, in this next bull run. The bull run is not going anywhere. We are going to have, in my opinion, a very long bull run. Why? Because of all of the indices that we see. Now the market is down, so it's like, man, what are you talking about? Listen, crypto is here to stay. The U.S. government would not be talking about crypto. Donald Trump's son was interviewed the other day, and he was talking about tokenization of crypto assets. So I want to welcome you all once again, and let me put the title on here so that you know what it is that we're talking about. So this is um, or just one. So if you are looking to get a Tangem wallet, we just heard somebody's crypto was stolen, $3 million worth of crypto. So that's the code for the Tangem wallet. The other day you guys were asking me, so you can please get that if you want. Write it down and you can get a Tangem wallet. The Tangem wallets, I really like them. They are very, very this is a Tangem wallet I have here. I have one other one here. I have two of them. I really like them. I have a Ledger also. I like the LA too. Um, so the LA Titan, this is Tangem right there. And the beauty of the Tangem is the ease of use. It will be, for those of you who have heard about Caleb and Brown, and you're like, man, I can't afford Caleb and Brown. I don't have that kind of money. I only have 10,000 XRP. You know what? You can use this Tangem as your Caleb and Brown. Why? Because it's so easy to use. It's tap and you're ready to go. You swap inside the wallet. Now it costs a bit more than if you were selling on an exchange, but you want to have at least 5 different off ramps. So um, let's see what the comments are saying. Okay. So I asked a question for those of you who are just joining. I asked a question. Thank you, Chris. I asked a question that if you have been in crypto and you've made some profit, type Y. If you've been in other assets like gold, silver, real estate, and you've made some profit, type YO. If you've been in crypto and you've not made profit, write loss, LOSS. So I see how many people are in this situation. Okay. So, all right. So let's go. Hello, my life. All right. So I wanted to give you. So here's the topic for the day. Here's what I'm talking about today. Okay. I'm going to focus on what I'm talking about. So if you're asking me any question at all, I may not be able to respond. Um, so this is the topic. Okay. 7 things to do when crypto blood fills the streets. 7 things to do when crypto blood fills the streets. Okay. And I'm addressing people here today who might have concerns with how the crypto market is going. Okay. Any tips? Yes, when please, can you reserve this question? Send me an email on it because I'm going to do this all on my Patreon. I'm going to show you some stuff with Zaman Wallet. I'm going to show you some stuff with Joey Wallet. Again, it's not financial advice. In all of crypto, in all of crypto, right now, there are 2 things that are performing. The memes on the XRP Joey Wallet are all green. All of them. All. But okay, well, maybe there are some. Let me just see. They are all performing. Now, I'm not invested and I don't want you to run and go and invest. I'm just telling you that when you see when you see things, like I can show you, see, this is all, look at the green all on the XRP ledger. It's the only like, you look around, there are cryptos that have done 193% over the last 7 days. Okay, well, that's, I'm just looking at the 7 day trend. Okay, but I'm not looking at usually 7 days. I want to see if it's a 24-hour trend. Okay, it's not giving me the 24-hour trend, so I don't know what it is over 24 hours, but all of them are showing green. I mean, like, why is that? What is going on? But I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you where to go. I am not invested in any of this, but it's a proof that even when things are happening like this and there's blood in the streets, a lot of people tend to give up. The people who give up are those who sometimes have just come into the market and it's a completely new arena for them. I was speaking to somebody the other day and I said, hey, you should be interested in doing some crypto. He says, would you? And he says, no, I tried it. I got my fingers burned and that's it. I'm never going back there again. Well, there are many of the people who are succeeding in crypto had their fingers burned too. They lost money. I lost a lot of money in the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing. And at the end of the day, I was so discouraged. And then the Spirit of God spoke to me and said, look, the people who got fuel for you to drive your cars, some of them died trying to bring crude oil out of the ground. But now you drive it around, airplanes fly on jet fuel and all that. It's all because some people paid a sacrifice. So you're alive, you're strong, you're healthy, you have your hands, your feet, everything, guys. You have your mind, and I'm with you. It's part of your learning process, and of course that's what it is. So I'm better off than I was years ago. Anyway, let's get into this. So, 7 things to do when crypto blood fills the streets. That's what I want to talk about today. And because I know that a lot of people are hurting, and if you're one of those people and you didn't make money from crypto yet, you bought at $2.99. Now it's at $2.30. I'm like focusing on XRP, or you bought XLM, or you bought anything at all, and it's like, man, I don't know, this thing isn't working. If you've been in it for 1 year, I beg of you, please stop complaining, stop worrying. You are only 1 year in. There are people who have been in this game, they have been in this field, in these trenches, these here streets for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Now, somebody got his $3 million stolen from Ella Powell wallet for whatever reason. Now, if you watch that video, I forget the man's name, but he never tells you why, so how it happened. And I feel bad for him. I really, really feel bad for him. I don't want anybody's funds stolen. Another thing I want to talk about also is that there's a lot of prophetic words about crashes. It's going to crash, everything's going to crash, and all that. And let me tell you, my attitude to all of that is to say this: the people who are not believers, they're not running around talking about the prophecy of a crash coming. Even if they do so, they are taking, what are they doing? They're taking cognizance of what's going on, and they are planning and strategizing. In fact, Christ said at one time that it appears that the children of the world have become are becoming wiser, or show themselves wiser than the children of light. Not that they are to be that way, but sometimes, even though we have the mind of Christ and we have the wisdom of God at our disposal, we don't engage, we don't seek the Lord and say, what do we do? So wisdom, the Bible says, is profitable to direct. In this kind of situation where there's blood in the streets, wisdom is profitable to direct. So I am not of the school where I want, or the school of thought where it's okay, there's a prophecy that there will be a crash, and I'm now praying that everything should crash so that I can be wealthy. Listen, you don't want everybody around you where you live to be poor and you're the only wealthy person there. They will tear you up and pluck you like chicken because you are the only one who has something. They'll be coming and raiding your home and everything. Why do you want the economy to collapse in order for you to be wealthy? So you need to actually speak and pray and ask the Lord what is really going on. um Okay, I'm a veteran of the previous crash. I hung in for the last 4 years, experienced the best. Exactly. So, P Verity, I read what you said. It is true. There are prophecies. I've seen that too. I'm here because I've been shown some of the future. We know in part and we prophesy in part, but I beg you, do research, gain wisdom. See, you can have all these prophecies and die poor, or you can have all these prophecies and we can hear all these prophetic words and never participate in what's happening because of our attitude, because of our habits, because we refuse to learn, because we refuse to improve ourselves. No, I'm not saying there isn't going to be a crash, Gary. I'm not saying there's not going to be a crash. All I'm saying is I have to pray, I have to ask for wisdom, and I have to navigate the atmosphere in a way that is I don't want anybody that I know to lose their wealth. That's why I'm here saying I mean, you need to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying there won't be a crash. Yes, exactly. So why are you differing with me? You've been on my channel, you know what I believe. I'm not here telling you, but I think it's really not the best, right, for people. But you're more than welcome to differ, okay? But I'm saying it's not, I don't think it's the best frame of mind. The crash is coming, and part of it is also controlled demolition because they have to get rid of the old system to bring in the new. and there's a lot of people who will be caught in the gap, and I worry about that. Not worried in the sense that I can't think anymore, Gary. So I'm not saying that there won't be a crash. All I'm saying is, what are we doing? So when there's blood in the streets, and this is not the only crash we're going to see, we're going to see a couple more, right? So what do we do? So number one, I think it is necessary, Gary and everyone here today, um, I think it's necessary that we begin to think about. You've heard this from many YouTubers, and you hear it from me as well, to set buy limit orders. If you know that it's going to go down, if you believe that's going to go down, set a 50% buy limit order. For example, there are people buying gold right now. Gary, tell me, what do you think? Gary Sandu, there are people buying gold right now. Oh, okay, okay. No, that's okay. No, no, no. I'm not saying. Sorry. Maybe I can be sometimes very passionate. No, it's good. You can differ, and then we can, disagree to agree. So we don't. We may not agree on everything, right? But all I'm saying is there are, I think, you know, people who they look at the situation that is on ground and they're not prepared. So let me ask you a question: is this the right time to buy gold? Is this the right time to buy silver? Can somebody answer me yes or no? Is this the right time to buy gold or silver? My life, is this the right time? Do you think this is the right time? So yeah. So Gary, no, I agree with you. No, guys, I believe that there is coming a crash. Remember, we're all saying October, October, October. Nobody saw this. Maybe a few people in the prophetic community saw something happening, but a lot of us did not see it. We were expecting an upswing, but we knew that there will be a crash at some point because they have to demolish the old system. They just have to. How do you remove that and bring in the new one? So my first of the seven things is to set buy limit orders below current lows. So let's say that you got um, I won't talk about BTC. One of the coins that really interests me right now on cryptocurrency is Solana. I have seen Solana at 3,800, at $4,000, in the night vision. And again, that's something that is me. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. Please, this is not financial advice. Do your research. But when you look at Solana with a supply of over 500 million, right now, what is Solana's price? Maybe 182. Somebody please type Solana's price for me. 182 or something like that. That's, it's come down a bit, right? I remember seeing Solana at $20 a while back. I ignored it. So, um, I have an interest. I would like to do buy Solana now. Now, why would I? Yeah, why would I buy? Um, Gold and silver will pull back. I agree. Okay, I agree. Okay, so because whenever you see people lining up to buy something, I begin to worry. I begin to worry. Okay, so set buy limit orders. Set buy limit orders for XRP. Set buy limit orders for XLM. See, the thing about buy limit orders is that you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything by setting buy limit orders. If you put $1,000 in a buy limit order now, remember we are the ones. I'm one of those people who say don't leave anything on the exchange. I mean, don't leave anything for no reason. Like you have $25,000 invested in crypto and that's where it's sitting. You have 500,000. Remember the other day, a guy had 2 point something million on a crypto platform and now he's having a hard time getting it. There you go. So that's number one. Okay. Set buy limit orders for cryptos, and let them buy for you. Auto buy without emotion. You can also do with Ethereum when it pulls back, right? Um, the number two, dollar cost average. Number two, dollar cost average. Okay. 100 to $500 weekly into diversified holdings. Um, if you can, if you don't have that kind of money, well, $20 is something. I was talking to somebody yesterday who said they just bought $30 worth of crypto. $30. It helped to bring their purchase price down because he knew how much he had purchased it. So dollar cost average. Number three, hunt undervalued uh, gems on Coin Market Cap, okay, or CoinGecko or Dex Screener. But I would just stick with Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko because not all of us are very comfortable with using Dex Screener. Then But if you know what to do, go into those places and do your hunting. Hunt undervalued gems. Okay. So you look at some projects that I just gave an example of Solana. So I want to stick to some of the ones I am looking at. If it drops by 25%, well, maybe you want to take a bit. Never use all of your um, dry powder to go in. I used to do that a lot, but I realized that, and even sometimes I do that. If I'm convinced I don't want to go back into the market, I just buy them. So you may want to consider it. Maybe it may go down a little bit more. So you want to hunt undervalued gems. Um, One of the things you also want to look at is what is the supply of this gem? What is its supply? What is its use case? You want to ask all those questions. What is it going to be doing? You want to go on X and see what those who are holding it are saying about it, and you want to see what the reporters. You remember, crypto now has its own media reporters, and you want to look at some of the most trusted names. Again, sometimes people are paid to say all kinds of things about the cryptocurrency. But you want to look at who the holders are. You want to do a little bit of crypto auditing. It's very easy to audit a crypto. You can actually put a cryptocurrency on ChatGPT and say, audit this thing for me. And it will run an audit. Now, if you're an auditor and you've been trained to audit a crypto, you can do that yourself, and maybe have a spin in how you do it and make your selection because you have that human warmth. ChatGPT has no emotions. It will just come out and tell you this is what it is. These days, you can just put a crypto into ChatGPT. I use Grok better, and tell it to do comparisons for you and all of that, and it'll bring out a very very good report and result. And then you have to now make a decision. So number one is set buy limit orders for it coming down, and also dollar cost average into existing cryptos. This is when there's blood in the street because you still have a job, you still are earning income, you still have other income sources. If you have one income source, this still does not exclude you. You can still engage. Number three, I said, is hunt undervalued gems. Look for them. You'll find them. They're always there in when there's blood in the streets. And I'll tell you why I'm using Solana is because I've done my own case study and I think I'm going to invest in Solana. Okay. I don't hold one Solana. I did, well, I was on Moonshot for a while playing around there, but you know, number four, stake for yields. If you're not staking your crypto, you should begin to think about staking. Now, if you have a bag that is worth $5,000, you want to take out of that bag and stake. I'm not expecting you to stake everything. There are many people who are very scared of staking right now. But I want you, because of a lack of regulations, but I must tell you, if you have $10,000 worth of crypto, $5,000 worth of crypto, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, and it's been sitting there. You're like that person who put his, talent in a blanket and put it in a hole in the ground, afraid for whatever reason. So thank you so much, Daniel Smith. I appreciate you. God bless you. Yeah. And please, if you are joining my Patreon and you own a business, talk to your accountant about deducting the cost of being on the Patreon if you are one of the people doing $97 or higher. Because I will be helping you, giving you spiritual advice and counsel, as well as helping you with crypto ideas and all those kinds of things. If you know more than me, then you don't need to ask me any question on crypto. But as far as wisdom for life and all of that is concerned, family, I will encourage you. Okay, so I'll come back to the comments in a bit. So number four, stake for yields. Lock winners like Cardano, okay, at 5% APY during a panic. See, if the value goes down, you're still getting 5% on something that belongs to you. Don't be afraid. Remember, I asked you, if you have made money on crypto, you can take some of that gain and put it into something else. For example, for a long time, those of us who had XRP, we basically suffered because we didn't want to sell because we didn't know whether it will shoot up. We didn't want to let go of it because we didn't want to take profit because we didn't want to reduce our bag. Well, we didn't have an opportunity to stake it because after Bitcoin was created, created, okay, and launched, they found out that they made an error. Bitcoin was not fast. It was not scalable. It was it was also expensive to use. Uses a lot of electricity, so not good for the environment. Right now, Bitcoin uses 5% of the electricity of the world. All of Argentina's electricity can go into Bitcoin, and the country will be without power if they if they decide to do that. So this is the reality. While it's a good product, it's not a product of the future. It's going to end up being a store of value. The only way Bitcoin can be useful beyond being a store of value is if it's wrapped up on the if it's wrapped on the XRP ledger. And again, I've told you about Spend the Bits, which is one of the ways that Bitcoin becomes relevant. In fact, I have a document that shows that El Salvador Bitcoin completely collapsed and failed in El Salvador. Now, people will not agree. Max Kaiser, those kind of people will fight. Well, after El Salvador adopted Bitcoin, nobody else. Who else has adopted Bitcoin and is working with Bitcoin right now, though, as a nation? Nobody else, just El Salvador. So Bitcoin is great for what it is, but that's about it. So XRP was now created, I believe, by the same people that made Bitcoin. That's my belief. I could be wrong, because when you look at it, it improved on the flaws of Bitcoin. Hey, Liza, XRP improved on the flaws of Bitcoin. Okay, now, but they did not have feet for the mistake that was made in XRP Ripple by Ripple. I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't believe it's, I don't know if it was deliberate. I don't know. But what I know is that they dealt with the problems that Bitcoin had, but they did not address the problem of participating in DeFi. So that's why Flare had Ripple invested millions of dollars. In fact, it's one of the few that they did not disclose. If you go and search, you will never find how much Ripple put into Flare. Meanwhile, they told the whole world, we put 90 million in MoneyGram, but they didn't tell you how much they put in Flare. Do you know why? Go figure it out. They don't want you to know. So please follow me carefully. Follow me carefully. Okay? Follow me carefully. All right? So what are we talking about today? 7 things to do when crypto blood fills the streets. Number 1, set buy limit orders for buying when things drop 50%, 70%. It doesn't cost you anything to set a buy limit order. Nothing. Somebody set a buy limit order for 2 years and forgot about it, and it was filled. Another person in my church set a buy limit order for XRP at $1.40. She put $800 there, forgot about it, and it filled. Right? So this is very important. Thank you for the gift, Daniel. I appreciate it so much, and thank you for the kind words. He says I've been a blessing to his life. I don't know how, but I appreciate it. Okay, so number 2, dollar cost average. All right, if you bought at a price and now it's like your price, it's going down, well, just buy a few more. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit more. Okay, you can do that. Hunt undervalued gems. Number 4, stake for yields. Lock winners like ADA at 5% APY during panic. It doesn't matter what happens. The market will come back up. But when it's down like this and there's blood in the streets, the people who cry the most are the people who are not doing anything else, because they're just holding it and waiting for it to go up. Boom! So thank you so much for that information, Daniel. That tells you the XRPL is the king, right? All right. So number 5, stay cash rich. Avoid FOMO, wait for deeper capitulation. So if you're able to stay cash rich, for someone like me, I wouldn't say I pulled out profits. The profits I pulled out from certain areas, I put into others. So I'm not as cash rich as I would love to be, but it's a suggestion I'm making to you, right? Everything I'm saying here are things that I will be doing. Okay, please stay with me. Okay, stay cash rich so you can take some profit and put it aside in USDC. I prefer to keep my money in USDC than in USDT, just because USDT has never really been audited and they're not open to an audit. So I wouldn't go there. I can use it quickly to trade and do things, but if you want to keep your money in a stable coin, USDC would be my best bet. All right. Number 6, buy DeFi. Okay. And engage DeFi. In November, I'll be doing some stuff on DeFi on my Patreon, and that's why I've taken some time. Remember, I don't like to jump on things. I like to make sure, because once I'm bringing it out to the public, I want to make sure that I'm showing you what is right. I'm not just talking about Flare assets, but I'm talking about other environments that people have to engage in. I'm talking of the Proton network and all those types of things. People need to know what's really going on. See, the beauty of DeFi is you can actually put money into DeFi today. Let's say you put 5,000 into a DeFi environment. You can turn around and take 35 to 40% of that money, borrow it, right? So you're getting say you're getting 3%, right? Then you turn around, okay, and borrow 30% of that amount, and you are to pay 2.75 as interest. That's what you pay. Well, guess what? Because you're earning 2.75 on 100% of your investment of what you supply, just like on Flare assets, you are able to see if crypto is wash, rinse, and repeat. It's the same everywhere. The interface may be slightly different. Met, how you doing? Good to see you. Right? Remember how so it's important to really look at things that way. And so you are not just worried about all that is going on. Okay. You can take that same money. I don't care how much. If all you have invested in crypto is $5,000 and that's all you have, stop crying about whatever the price is not, because you're thinking all the time of when XRP gets to $1,000. Don't get caught up in that, right? I want you to see what you have right now. Let me give you an example. If you bought a piece of land somewhere, all right, you paid $50,000 for it and you're paying a mortgage on it, but there's a garage on the land, right? But you live somewhere else in the city, and somebody called you and said, "Hey, I see you have a garage on the land that you purchased. Are you by any means renting it out?" I'm not thinking of renting. I'm going to build a cottage on there, but what do you want? And the fellow says, "Well, I need a place to park my boat and some of my toys. If I paid you $300 a month, would you take it?" Well, you look around. Your taxes on that cottage outside the city, the land, is $100 a month. The guy wants to pay you $300 a month to park his toys. You check him out, you do a little bit of a search on him, find out who he is. He happens to be a neighbor down the road who has so much toys and he's not built a garage yet. Well, he parks his stuff there for 2 years before you are building. Now your $350 is or $300 is going towards your taxes on the land and going towards your mortgage that you took out for that property at 50,000. Now you are saving money because you are renting that land out. Now, if there's something happened and the highway got flooded and traffic reduced going that way and all of that, you still have somebody in the area renting your property. You see what I'm saying? So if my values are down, I still have, so what was worth 5,000 is now worth 3,000, but I have it in the DeFi, it's earning me yield. And I can borrow up to 50% of it and put it back into the same DeFi platform. In fact, they want you to borrow that money. And listen, what's happening right now that people are not aware of, most people, is TradFi is going to collapse into DeFi. When you hear now, what do they talk about? They talk of bridging TradFi and DeFi. Bridging at all of the crypto summits all across the world, in Dubai, in Shanghai, in Las Vegas, in New York, in Toronto, in what's that place called? Singapore, right? Everywhere they go to talk about Brazil. I don't care, like Sao Paulo, where they talk about crypto. I'm telling you, they're always talking about bridging TradFi and DeFi. Why is a bridge necessary? When you take your app, if you take your app, right, if you take your MetaMask or any of the apps, you see that some of the blockchains, there's what you call a bridge. And sometimes you have to bridge assets because they can't. There are certain blockchains. Polygon will not talk to Arbitrum. This one will not talk to that one. This one. So just like in the days of cell phones, right? When they first came out, two cell phones were always having a difficulty. It costs so much to send a text, and all of those things are free today, and they now have. They're all bridged, right? It's not like what it was in the beginning. So in the same way, this is what we're seeing happening. So there's a bridge being built between DeFi and traditional finance. DeFi will eventually become your traditional finance. And this is why the banks are in trouble, because they are running out of money. You see, they have over debt is just kept inflating debt, creating wealth for those who manage the monetary system, knowing fully well that this thing will collapse. It's a balloon that will burst every 10 years, every 5 years. There's a problem, and then they run to taxpayers. Taxpayers pay off, and so the debt, it's a system that's eating itself alive. And so you need something else, and it's a system that is based on, you know, like I said, inflating debt, never ever really creating real value. When God created the world, He put gold in the ground, He put silver in the ground. The reason is so that these things can be the basis upon which there is an exchange of value. Value has to be real. The monetary system in the world today is there's nothing supporting it, right? And and oil is a commodity that's been bastardized by politics, geographical tension, and all of that. So you need to go back to God's original money, which is gold and silver. Peter said, "Gold and silver have I none, but such as I have, give I unto thee." You see what I'm saying? So again, we're talking about 7 things. I don't want to stray too much, but I hope this is good. If this is good for you, say it's good, good, good. Just say good, 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 good. I'm good, Bishop Black. I'm good. Good evening, Elite. God bless you. Good evening, everyone. Yes, sir. It's called rolling up. Borrow a 1.5 and lend at 4% and buy more of the assets in the future. Exactly. And you could buy right there and then. This is the beauty of DeFi. It's happened at a click of a button. Okay, so now, and this is how you become your bank. That's why we're teaching people this thing. That's why we have things like our crypto VIP conference, Crypto Night. Myself, we're going this November 6th to 9th. This is why we have it, and this is why we're also teaching security, because you have to know security for yourself. It's interesting, but so I have a friend who is participating in a particular crypto thing. I'm not going to mention the name of any company. So he told me, he says, I'm going to put my money with such and such. And I said, all right, you can do it. But don't be careful. Don't put everything there. Put some in your cold wallet. Don't release all your XRP. So he's getting some good return. But now he needed money. He needed to borrow money. Guess what they did? They connected him to another another lending organization where he's going to borrow at 13% to pay off a higher. So and that's not the first person. That's not the second. That's not the third, right? But in this new DeFi environment, it's called DeFi. The earlier you are getting into it and learning it, the better for you, so that you can borrow off of. And this is why you have to, like, you make profit in meme coins, put it in some of the other, because some meme coins aren't going to go too far, but some will find utility. So take profit as you go along and put them into ISO cryptos and other cryptos that have utility. I'm going to share with you now a couple more, that 2 more, right? No, 1 more. So I done number 6 by get into DeFi, and see, in DeFi you can supply, you can get into liquidity pools, and you can farm. Farming will give you up to 10 to 20% APY yield. 10 to 20%. That's why I'm interested in Solana, because Solana is one of the highest yielding assets on the planet. So you have a Solana. The activity on Solana is wild. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. Eventually, we'll see XRP there too. Will because of what will happen on the XRP ledger as liquidity flows over the ledger, right? So you're going to see all of that happening. But in the meantime, you can yield farming will also get you. I mean, you're seeing 20%. It's like, is that possible? Yes, it is. But as things increase, we might see the interest rates drop also to take care of all of that. Now, yes. Okay. So let's see number 7, which is the last one. This is important. Okay. I want you to pay attention to this. All right. I want you to consider um investing. Sorry. I want you to consider investing in uh DePIN. Is it DePIN they call it? DePIN? DePIN. Whatever. Okay. DePIN is a decentralized physical infrastructure network. Okay. So it's a type of blockchain like the IoT network, okay, designed to allow devices to contribute. Remember IOTA? The IOTA Miota. Now, if you look at what is happening with different classification of cryptos, there are certain cryptos that are for the banking industry. Those are the ISO 222 cryptos that you've heard me talking about since November. ISO, 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 ISO. They're not the only ones. There are cryptos that will help to streamline agricultural processes. There are cryptos that will help to streamline logistics and food supply and non-perishable supply and all of that. There are cryptos that will help to move oil and gas across the oceans, across the world. The cryptocurrency is helping. So blockchains are built with native assets. The native assets guarantees the conversion of value, the movement of value, and the tokenization of value. So a ship on the highway that is moving already can be tokenized, right? And it's a living legend, right? It's living because it's moving back and forth across ports, transporting oil and all of that stuff, oil and gas. It's a lot of money. What has happened is these cryptocurrencies become the underlying technology that accelerates and moves value at the lowest cost imaginable to humankind since the advent of Adam and Eve. And this is why it's the largest industry ever seen. Why? Because, again, let me define it for you. The PIN stands for decentralized physical infrastructure networks. They are systems that use blockchain technology to manage and operate physical infrastructure like energy grids, wireless networks in a decentralized manner. This approach allows individuals to contribute resources and earn rewards. So let me explain how this would work. So, do you see how at one time, if you want to be a musician, right, to be famous and to be successful, you had to go to Motown Records way back in the day. Then it was Island Records for the reggae musicians, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, and all those. If you are young here, you probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. All of that, the LPs and all that, and all these companies, they were the most, and what now happened is they brought a completely different approach. You see, Idol, where people vote, where they democratize the process. And as people are engaging, they're also paying their little pennies. They found out that if you brought in 1 million people into the process and all of them paid a little bit of money every time they're able to, do something, it's called crowdfunding, right? You have now Give Send Go. You have, what's the other one called, where you can actually raise crowd. The participation of many increases, right, the economic viability of any idea. So you found that people like is it Kelly Clarkson was one of the early winners of Idol, and look at how she has had fame all these years. Some of them have gone on to become worse off with drug addiction and all, and some have done better for themselves. But there's a community engagement. So with depend systems, you want a situation where people are engaging. So let me give you an example. So you see Jeff Bezos, he controls Amazon, and all these people know, but nothing is forever. Google, see how massive they are. Nothing is forever, and they've become so big and so strong and so whatever that they don't think they can fall or that somebody else can come along. Bill Gates said many, many years ago, I remember him saying that one of his biggest fears is that an 18 or 19-year-old will come into Silicon Valley and do something that will completely wipe them off their feet. So some of these organizations and institutions are, would I say, entrenching themselves or have entrenched themselves in systems. However, somebody else is coming. Whoever thought there would be anything like PayPal? Whoever thought there would be anything like that? And this is why when people say, "Oh, the elite will never let you get rich" and all that, stop talking like that. It is God who sets one up and brings down another. See what I'm saying? So if you're a person of faith in Christ, you know that your future is not dependent on what some human being says somewhere. You say, why are you afraid of man whose breath is in his nostrils? God is the one who gives breath to us. and he can seize it at any time he wants. And that's why your trust should be on him. The Bible says, I will look unto the hills, for where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. All right. So you want to look into depin systems. I always say depin systems, because that's where we're looking at. So you'll be thinking of things like helium, you'll be looking at things like render, but I'm just telling you what's out there, but you got to do your own research. As you begin to research this, you may say, well, but I don't have all this money to invest. Listen, as things begin to increase for you on one side, you can take, right now there's blood in the streets, but these are the things you need to do when there's blood in the streets. One of the things is researching into DeFi and into the pin. DeFi, because you can take what you have right now, put it on DeFi protocols, and begin to earn from those DeFi protocols. When there's prophecy, I've been telling you, people go from one prophet to the other. I prophesy, right? But I've been saying, don't just stand on the prophetic word, believe the prophecy, but do your homework. Why? Because the prophecy is fuel. It's fuel for you to be able to um, succeed in your life. So those are the 7 things that I wanted to share with you. And the last thing I want to say is that discipline wins. Discipline would win, but greed will give you loss. So I just run through them again. The 7 things. Number 1, set buy limit orders. If you haven't done them, do them. I'm going to do mine. In the next day or two. I set some buy limit orders. Imagine a 30 to 50% to even 70% crash. All right, it's very possible. And what happens is that if you catch them on the way down and it even goes below, at least you caught them way below what you were hoping to get them for. See what happened recently? A lot of people were not able to buy. I went on Coinbase and it told me, no, sorry. Meanwhile, when I want to buy on Coinbase, it's like today I tried to buy some XRP and I got distracted. And he said, oh, send me a message. Your XRP is still waiting. Okay. Number 2, dollar cost average. That is to buy DCA. You go down. All right. Number 3, hunt undervalued gems. All right. On CoinMarketCap. And I told you how to do that. That some of the research, you can become a crypto auditor yourself. Number 4, stake for yields. If you didn't take anything at all, number 4 is one of the things you could do. Stake for yields. All right. And then like you can get up to Cardano is 5%. Proton is 4 point. Proton is the same thing as XPR. XPR, really, let me tell you, XPR, the founder of the XPR network, worked in Ripple and worked in Stellar XLM. So he got all his training and experience and preparation from XRP and then to XLM. And then from Stellar. So he knows Jed McCaleb. They were colleagues. He knows, in fact, he was in Ripple. I don't know if he was in Ripple before Brad Garlinghouse became the CEO, but he knows the CTO of Ripple. These are all people who work together. Then he went and started, just a second here. He went and started the XPR network. And one of the ways, you can really look at this thing also. I was working with Ryan that I've asked to come on to my Patreon also to share some of his insights with us. Yeah, so he was telling me that one of the things he likes to do is to go on LinkedIn. Like when you are researching a company, you can go on. Just give me a second. You can go on LinkedIn and you would see information about some of the people who are all involved in these things, and you see them, where they work, where you want to know, right? You don't want to, you want to be sure who you're dealing with, right? Who are these people? Like, where are they from? Who are, what kind of experience have they had? And then you'll be able to learn about them and how they have gotten to the position where they are. So my life says these are all great tips, Pastor. Thank you very much, my life. My life has been involved in the DeFi space. I do respect her. I had a meeting with her the other day and I was blown away by her knowledge. And I think that she's a real resource for this community. By the way, I'll tell you this. She these are people who have been doing this long before others came onto this, right? And so now things are a lot easier. I remember when I first got into crypto, there were 7 steps to buy one crypto. 7. Now it's like you connect your bank to Coinbase, you connect to Kraken, one easy step, 2, and you're done, right? And then you can move it to an external wallet if you like. But a lot has changed. So XPR can be purchased. I have a document on my that I did a whole thing at XPR and I gave it out for free. How many of you remember that? I gave it out for free. I think about 100 people or more downloaded it. Then I eventually put a price on it. I told people I just wanted to bless the community. I think I had crossed 5,000 at that time. So XPR is the Proton network, and it is the only ISO 222 crypto that is less than a cent. Less than a cent. And I need to tell you this. Metallicus, as of last week, just added 600 600 new credit unions. So do you see XRP Ripple dealing with the banks with cross-border payment, Stellar dealing with peer-to-peer, the unbanked, and then XPR Proton Network dealing with what? The credit unions and community banks. Those, and you look at them like small things. Have you go look at Navy Federal Credit Union? Is that what they call them? Yeah. Go. Just go there. So how do you find a crypto like where you buy a crypto? What you do, you go on CoinMarketCap. I can't remember off the top of my head. I buy on KuCoin. Like you can buy on KuCoin. You can buy XPR on KuCoin. But how you store your XPR is on the WebAuth. The only place in the world that is safest and the best. Listen, when everything else, when they were stealing from certain hot wallets like MetaMask, remember in those days, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, MetaMask was the thing. When they were stealing from MetaMask and stealing from Trust Wallet, they were never able to break into the WebAuth. And so the WebAuth, the thing about it is, so with Bitcoin, there were flaws. Those flaws were corrected with XRP. XLM, Jed McCaleb went, and the contract was that he would sell all of his XRP. We watched his wallet to when he sold his last XRP, because he's the founder of XLM, the Stellar, right? And so, and if you notice, all the while that XRP Ripple was in court with the XRP issue and all that, Stellar never had any issues. They quietly, like a mouse, just slung through. I always say that they're twin brothers or twin sisters or cousins, whatever. They're working together. So the entire financial system, all of it, is going to be held by these three, so to speak, when we talk of value, as it were, in fiat traditional coming onto blockchain. And Proton is going to deal with the credit unions. And how did it happen? What it did was the company is called Metallicus. So he founded Metallicus with the Metal blockchain. Go research the Metal blockchain. So the Metal blockchain, they have been able to do, and it's on the Metal blockchain that you have what is called the loan protocol, which also has amazing yields. All right. So again, I have been operating on the WebAuth for a long time. And I really am grateful for that. I've also been on Bifrost for a long time. And remember, the Bifrost wallet was built on the Flare network. And Flare was funded by Ripple. Like I told you, they did not disclose. When Ripple does not disclose something, it's one of the 1,700 non-disclosures. But you know what they did not disclose when they eventually do it. For example, they bought Hidden Road. They invested into PolySign. They bought Metaco. They bought Rails of Canada. They bought, you are watching another Google being created, another Amazon being created, right? And in the area of liquidity, like I told you before, since November, remember, I will be 1 year on this, on YouTube. I've been in crypto for years, but reluctant to come on YouTube. Eventually, the Lord had me in October of last year, put me in YouTube school, and pulled me into it. In November, when I released my first video, it was not on crypto because I didn't want to talk about crypto. And a week later, I made a video on crypto and it went viral with about 4,000 or so views. Now, I could get my dates wrong. And I was like, what's happening here? And ever since then, I'm like, okay, Lord, I will share, I will bring the word and the scripture into it and all of that. So here we are. I've spent the last 55 minutes talking to you guys. I want to say thank you for all of you who joined. The reality of it is, let's be patient. Let's not allow emotions to bother us. If you've bought XRP at $2.50, don't worry about it. It's coming back up by the grace of God. Not just that, it's down now, but you can begin to earn. XRP now has legs to operate in DeFi with F assets, right? You can go on there, mint your stuff, do whatever you have to do, and yeah. Liza, did you find it? So yeah, you can buy those as well, but please do research. So if you go on let me just put the document I created a while back. If you're interested, it's right. I think it's also on my Patreon. Let me just find it for you. It's right here. If you're interested, I put it out a while back, and somebody still bought it this week. Somebody else bought it last week. I don't know. Somebody bought it and paid more money for it than, I don't know why they did that. They paid twice the amount. So I was like, okay. Sometimes people do that. They just want to bless me. And when I have contacted them, hey, you gave me more money. Why? And they will say, no. It's just, So that's the document there. It's the ISO. It's the only ISO compliant crypto that is less than 1 cent. If I were you, I'll buy 1 million units. Again, let me just say, with respect to the value of where prices are going, I don't know that it will be $1, but if I have a 1 million units of XPR and I could buy, I got 10 cents. I got it. It went up to 10 cents, 20 cents, 25, 30 cents. But I'm telling you, everything you see Ripple doing, everything you see XLM doing, all this talk of tokenization, they will do it too, within the context, within the framework of the credit union, because nobody's being left behind. In fact, from the credit unions now in the future, you can send things. So let me just tell you this. Yesterday, we were looking at it and we saw that the credit unions have already been given their logo has been incorporated into their own stable coin. So each of these will have a stable coin, just the same way when the banks are telling you, oh, they're creating a stable coin. The idea is to have within, how you can have internet and intranet within the organization. So they have to have something that actually speaks the language of crypto, because this is the only way to say that XRP or Ripple, they are not, you have to have something that is sovereign and does not belong to anybody. Does that make sense? So it doesn't belong to anybody. So I've held Proton for a while, and one day it did a 7x, 9x, just like that from nowhere. And it was right after its own 9x that Ripple did 9x. Sorry, Ripple did a 7x. But depending on how much you bought it, if you bought at 30 cents or 10 cents and you've been waiting, you're more than 7x or 8x or whatever. So, but I saw Proton really go. Again, the X's has to do with the price where it's at, but I'm saying where you bought is your thing, right? That's personal. But generally speaking, if the price today is $1 and it rises to $5, that's 5x, right? So that, to me, how many X's depending on where I bought it or what my average price is at the time that it shoots up and spikes up. All right. One more thing I will say before I go tonight is I really believe, I was talking to Kryptonite today and I told him, excuse me, I said, I really believe that there is coming a spike, that like you have a flash crash. I think there will be a flash spike. Now, those who manipulate down will also manipulate up. Remember, manipulation in an unregulated environment is going to be higher than a regulated environment, because now all eyes are watching, the law is watching, everybody's watching, people know their rights. It's like, so I at the end of the day, things are going to be okay. So, but we're in a very unregulated environment, and some of the currents are actually artificial currents created by people behind the scenes who enjoy the fact that they have this much power to do what they do. It is not just the president's announcement about tariffs on China. There's also hands tugging at things and excited to see people squirm and all of that. It's just the big game that is played in the financial world. I think it's one of the prophets talked about God saying, "I hate this family, and I'm going to fight this family." Why? Because there are families that run things in the earth, and they are connected, and some of them, I believe, have satanic connections. They're in the occult, and they run things from where they are. But you know what? We're in the world, right? And God is giving us our 5 stones. And the beautiful thing about the 5 stones is you only need one to fell Goliath, one to have victory, and then you see other people. So you are captains. You have been called to. You know, the Bible says in Revelation chapter 1, verse 6, it says, "You are priests, you are kings and priests unto our God, male and female. You are kings and priests unto our God." It's speaking of authority. God has given you authority, and you have to learn to use it. One last thing, on Patreon, I want to do spiritual things. I want to teach people how to pray, how to pray extended prayers, how to fast, all of those kinds of things, and do it in a way that is honoring to God, and really gives you what I call spiritual formation. But I also want to do a little bit of DeFi, get people, kind of positioned in DeFi in a way that would really help you. I've been on YouTube now almost 1 year, and as I turn 1 year in November, I'll be doing more of DeFi stuff on my Patreon. Yeah, so we're going to look at 3 environments. Hey, how you doing? God bless you. All right, that's my boy. You want me to repeat 5, 6, and 7? Please, any questions from you guys? Jonathan Katong, how are you, my friend? Yayane. Yeah, Harkoki. So let me repeat. Chris, you were asking me a question. Yeah. Let me look at my notes, okay? Number 5, stay cash rich. One of the things I like about Kryptonite is he talks a lot about staying cash rich. I have other friends too who I talk about that Kryptonite a lot because we're always in communication about what's happening in the market. Stay cash rich, okay? 20 to 30% portfolio is what some have stated, but not everybody can do that, right? So, number 6 is engage DeFi, buy into DeFi, study DeFi, and get into it. I mean, don't wait for me. Like, I don't know everything, but I know I know a lot of things about a lot of things, right? So, and I think that helps. Um, but do your research, start learning. If I put on anything and you're interested, come on. For those of you who have already joined my Patreon at $97, you get one 30-minute call a month if you want. But all the things, you have access to most of it, and there's a higher tier that I'm coming on to, bringing on as well, and those ones will also get a special gift from me as well. But number 7 is grab depend, DE and PIN. So this is how you spell depend, depend, like that. And depend basically means decentralized physical infrastructure networks. So this is how individuals are going to be brought in. Right now, I have a depend application here in my home. I'm going to invest in the battery that can power my house. It costs about $4,000 to $5,000. Now, I don't know, because some of these things, they are promises, but I don't know if it can power the whole house. But I do have the plug. I'm not sure if I can show you. So it's over there, but I had a problem with it. I'm not sure why I was not able to connect. Why? So you have Wi-Fi, you can connect worldwide. It's an application where people across the planet, right? They have it. You put it there. It measures your electricity use. It helps you save electricity. So many things like that. So those are the types of things that you're going to begin to see come, where people see wealth is going to be created in the world like never before. And again, yes, there'll be poor people, but there'll also be massive wealth. And this is where I feel When people say, oh, like the World Economic Forum, all these kind of things, listen, the Bible says in Psalm 24 that the earth is the Lord's, the world, and the people that dwell in it, which means nobody can take over. I want to show you something. When you look at all these movies, somebody's always trying to take over the world. Somebody's always trying to take over the world. And in the end, they have to tell the truth that nobody actually can take over the world. This is why the Antichrist has to be given a reign of time and say, okay, you can now do whatever you want. And the Bible says that he was given power over the saints. So we will remain formidable. We will get wealthier, because if the world is getting wealthier, we will also get wealthier. Why? Because God is showing us where the world is going so that we can invest in some of these things. And never be afraid. For those of you who have limited funds, you've put up money into it, you pulled out of your retirement. If you are about my age here, in your late 50s, and you are still looking up to that retirement, I showed you the video from what's his name, this guy, Reform Party in the UK. He said he was shocked that they were planning in the UK to tax his benefits. And he says, why did I not take as many vacations as I could when I was young? Because I was saving money for retirement. See, the retirement money wouldn't be there. They've blown it. They've borrowed it. They've mismanaged it, unfortunately, particularly in the West, because some of those other places in the world, they don't have retirement plan for anybody. You, so a lot of places don't. So they've mismanaged the money and they keep kicking the can down the road. And now, at some point, something in the chain will break. And so the crypto is seriously needed. And Sandu said something earlier about you know um thank you, Mezak. I saw your comment. He said something about gold earlier that I didn't. Gary said the recent flash crash was meant to flush out all the millionaire crypto traders so the elites can stay at the top. So people that own crypto now will have, let me see, so people that own crypto now will have power in the future. The Ukraine guy didn't commit suicide. He was killed by the government. Wow. Thank you for that information. Be your own bank. Exactly, Chris. Good, good, good. Okay. Good. God bless you. Thank you, Elite. That's the money changers for you, the old coconut shell cake. All right. Hey, Pastor, how are you? All right. Um, Daniel talked about a certain app that he's researched. He found Zaman on this channel and he's done a lot of work with it. So I really, really appreciate this young man. He's 27, but very smart. Very smart. Nate Poleman also has played in the ETF era. I would like to have a conversation with some of these guys that I know. I've had meetings with them and they're doing very well. They're profiting and all of that. So I'd like to sit with you guys, Nate Poleman, Daniel on one side, and a couple of you other guys at some point, maybe on Patreon, and we can conversate. I think that would be great. But I don't want to do that on YouTube because of some of the information we're giving out. I just find that the number of bots that come at me right after, I just don't know. I can't do it. So, but it's and then it'll be, well, if you, even for the people who join for free on Patreon, they will be able to watch that as well. So, all right. Well, thank you, my friends. God bless you, bless you, bless you. It's been great. Any questions from anybody here? You're welcome, Chris. Thank you so much. I was going to give you the Express VPN link, Chris. I forgot, but what happened was that I got the wrong link, and I didn't want to do the refer a friend. I wanted to do something that will give you a good deal. So I had to write to them, and I use it every day when I was in America. The last time I was able to use it also to do some work. So that's great. All right. God bless you all. Any thoughts, any questions? Anybody say anything? If you've been blessed, let me know. Say yes. Has this been good? This live. At least I wasn't screaming today and telling people to get off my channel. Why do you say so, Elite? Why is Patreon better? Elite. Why do you say Patreon is better? Any more thoughts? I gotta go. I gotta go soon. but I mean, I'm still here. Just send me an email here if you have any questions about coming to Texas. I'll be in Texas on November 6 to 9. We have 10 spots, but if you know, yeah, if you want to join or you want to come with a friend, let me know. For couples also, yeah, you can come together. But let's talk to me. Send me an email. I'm so excited about this upcoming one. And then join me on Patreon. This is my Patreon. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Okay, somebody has put a comment. Let's see. All right, Chris. Sorry about that. Yeah. Mungo is say. Mungo de Allah. My life, thanks. I hope it made sense to you. You know, you are an OG in this area. My life. Oh my God. Mhm. All right. God bless you all. You guys are awesome. 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 All right. I will. Where can we buy that crypto euro that's under 1 cent? KuCoin. I'll just give it to you right now. So let's look at what's it called here. Please don't just buy because I said you should buy. And I said I talked about it. Do your research. It's down just like Bitcoin is down, but it had a very good move in October as well last year. So you can buy. So if you want to know where to buy things, go to CoinMarketCap, put the crypto on there, and then you look at the market. So you can get it on BitGet, Gate. So let me just put this on here, okay? So here's what you do, Felix Resto. Here's what you do. Click on that link, it'll take you there. All right. So you go to CoinMarketCap, put the name of the crypto, and then you scroll down to where it says markets, or at the top you move across the tabs to markets. Markets will show you where everything is. Um, Hafiz, I really don't know what to think right now. I don't have any revelation about it, but if I would go with the prophetic voices, it's very likely. But I'm also expecting a flash up, right? A flash. Uh, what do you? So, but in this case, it might be a flash that will last for a couple hours, and you see values at, and or an hour or whatever, and doesn't remain. So I don't know. Do you set buy sell limit orders for some of your cryptos? Yes, and then you take profit at that level. But I think that's going to happen because they can easily push Bitcoin back all the way up to 150. And if Bitcoin gets to 150, I guarantee you, the meme coins, and all of these other ones, because people are selling and money's coming off of that, flowing into and then rate cuts as well. Rate cuts sometimes, as you know, not sometimes, all the time. It takes, about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, sometimes, 2 full months, right, for the economy to kind of adjust to the new rates, like that, right? So, but it will release money also into. Yeah, they're playing with the economy. That's a lot of what's happening in the states because everybody's watching the states. $23 trillion economy. A lot of what's happening is also politics. Some people don't really like the president, and they want him to fail. I've told you on this channel many times that there are people in America today who, if they were on the same flight with Donald Trump, they would pray for the plane to crash so that Donald Trump will die and they will also die. They're fine with that. And so it's a spiritual thing. It's a demonic um, um, it's a demonic mindset. It's people are so gripped in the hatred that it's unreal. And that's why when people say that there are Nephilim walking amongst us, I agree, because there are fallen angels who are walking amongst us and doing the same thing they did in the time of Noah, teaching human beings to cross boundaries and barriers that God has said we shouldn't go to. And this is why men are changing to women and women are changing to men. And if you say anything against them, they can knife you, stab you to death. Because the worst crime you can commit right now is to say to a man who wants to be a woman that he can't. In Canada today, if you try and say that to somebody in the public, that they or if you even voice it, you are the worst human being on the planet, because you're not allowing people just to be who they are. People are carrying placards fighting for 6-year-olds to change from boys to girls and vice versa. It's very crazy. And this is so that's why people think, oh, Jesus is coming right away, right now. Well, yes, he could, but what if if he's not coming right now? XPR is the one. Yes. Thank you, Chris. That's it. Felix Resto XPR. I told you I put a document on here that I created that you should, it's to help you research. It's 14.99. It won't cost you anything. Don't just buy a crypto because I said so. Go and check, go and read on it. If you can do the research, you don't have to buy the PDF. Just go do your own research on it. And you would be happy that you did. And then you are now convinced. So let me put it up again so you can so this is the document, right? So I'm not trying to sell anything to you, but I had it was there for free for a month. People were downloading it like crazy. But then I said, all right, it was something God put on my heart because I had been on the network for a while. So, okay. Well, God bless you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. You guys are awesome. You are amazing. The Lord will bless you and He will increase you on all sides.